It was August 9th, 2013, a warm summer night in rural Texas. A night that would mark the beginning of one of America's most haunting missing persons cases. Brandon Lawson, 26 years old, a father of four, vanished without a trace after a mysterious 911 call. A call that still chills investigators to this day. That evening, after a heated argument with his longtime partner Ladessa, Brandon left home just before midnight. He drove along the desolate stretch of Highway 277, a place where the silence itself feels heavy. Around 12:50 a.m., Brandon called his brother Kyle, saying he had run out of gas. Kyle promised to bring him gas, grabbing a red gas can from his garage before heading out. But before Kyle could get there, Brandon placed a frantic 911 call. "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field. I pulled some guys over. They're chasing me." His voice urgent, almost panicked. The line was full of static, but his fear was clear. Minutes later, a trucker spotted a vehicle parked strangely on the roadside. Police arrived quickly, finding Brandon's truck, but no Brandon. Inside the truck were his keys, his wallet, and his cell phone charger. But his phone was gone. Kyle arrived soon after, but despite searching nearby, there was no sign of his brother. Officers assumed Brandon was hiding, maybe even running from the law, given an outstanding warrant. But Ladessa knew something was wrong. Brandon wasn't the type to disappear. Search efforts began at sunrise, with deputies scouring the fields and roadsides. Still, no sign of Brandon, not a footprint, not a shred of clothing. Theories began swirling. Was he attacked? Did he run into the wild to avoid arrest? Or was someone else out there that night? Months passed. The family never stopped searching. Kyle replayed the 911 call over and over, haunted by his brother's voice. Some words were clear, others swallowed by static. "I need the cops. Please hurry." Followed by the chilling phrase, "I ran into them." But who were them, and why was Brandon so afraid? Locals whispered about cartel activity in the area. Others hinted at a police cover-up. Kyle insisted Brandon wasn't hallucinating. He sounded lucid, scared, and certain. Ladessa kept his belongings exactly as they were, hoping he'd walk through the door one day. Years passed, but the case refused to fade away. Then in February 2022, nearly 9 years later, there was a breakthrough. Human remains were discovered just a short distance from where his truck had been found. DNA confirmed it was Brandon Lawson. But even with this discovery, the mystery only deepened. No clear cause of death could be determined. And the questions, who was he running from? Why? Remain unanswered. Some believe he was chased. Others think he got lost in the dark and heat. The 911 call remains one of the eeriest pieces of evidence in true crime history. You can hear his breathing, the panic, the sense that someone was right behind him. His children grew up without answers, without closure. Every year they light a candle in his memory. And still, that question lingers. What really happened on Highway 277? One night, one phone call, a mystery that still refuses to be solved. This is the story of Brandon Lawson and the darkness along Highway 277. Some roads never give up their secrets, and this one may never tell. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.